Hello everyone and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hey everyone.
Sorry for the delay. We are back with part 12 of our Metroid Let's Play.
That we are.
And we are going to attempt once again to beat Ridley. Hopefully with better success this time.
Yes. Found a much quicker way to replenish what we lost.
Okay.
I think.
Can't make the music that reminds me of Fish City. Oh, that was lagging. I was like, boy, it's awfully slow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
almost like this game's a little bit too complex for the cartridge.
I have to agree.
But now that you explained it to me, I'm wondering if Nintendo of America agreed with Miyamoto and we're not into discs.
I wonder the same.
Even though at that point they were probably floppies, like you said.
Well, yes, they were, yeah.
Yeah. Just like on computers in the 80s.
Right. And the other factor was, I have a feeling that they were trying to import this game ASAP.
Yeah, sometimes they're a little bit too eager to get stuff out.
Yeah, like if they, like I wonder if they had waited until 87, the year that Zelda came, around when Zelda 1 came out. Would Metroid have had a save feature? And would Kid Icarus have had a save feature as opposed to a password system?
Oh yeah, Kid Icarus has that as well.
Yes.
See, I forgot that because I've never gotten very far in Kid Icarus because that's a very tough game.
It is.
Another game we were thinking of playing.
Yeah.
I don't have a physical copy. Do you have a physical copy of the first one?
I might.
Okay. I don't think I've ever looked at your full game library, so I don't remember. Or if I have, it's been a while.
That's true. A little bit better ones. One of those things. But yes, Metroid and Kid Icarus and both, and Zelda 1 as well as Zelda 2 were disc system games originally in Japan.
Right. And yeah, I think it seems to be an industry-wide problem, the rushing out games, especially to make like holiday seasons and stuff.
Yes.
And I feel like nowadays it's even worse because they're literally like, well, we can release an incomplete game, it's fine, we'll just patch it.
Yeah, that they've become a lot less careful
Yeah.
nowadays, which that's really bad because, oh, we'll just patch it. Well, I remember when, like, Paradox was like one of the few companies that did that religiously, but not everyone's going to have the patience to download a patch.
Yes, well, I think a lot of services now, it will just automatically download the patch. Like, that's part of this always online crap. I guess a benefit, I suppose, of this always online with games now is that the patch will just download when your system picks up that there's a patch available. And like, I think they had to do that with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's why initially, even though now I think it's fairly well received, initially it had a lot of backlash because the game released with a lot of glitches. And, like, big deal glitches too, not just, haha, funny. Some of it was, potentially breaking the game glitches. So, yeah, fans were pretty upset.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. And so they patched it out. Patched the issues. So, I'm assuming and I'm hoping that when I actually go to play Pokemon, I think I bought Violet. I don't remember which one I bought. But I'm hoping that when I go to play it, that all the bugs have been patched. Because, yeah, I was surprised.
We did it!
We did it! Yay! Yes! Good. Excellent. Finally, yay. How many parts are there? 3? 2 or 3. We did it, though.
We did.
Alright, good job.
Thanks, bud.
That means we're making progress in this game. Yay!
Yep.
Progress. You know where to go from here?
I'd have to look at a map. It's been a while since...
I didn't think I'd get this far, right?
Right. Let alone I forgot how quick one can get to him.
Mm-hmm. To Ridley, yes.
There's a lot of lava over there.
Were you supposed to freeze those guys and walk over them?
Well, there's the thing. I can't really,
Oh, no more freeze anymore. Okay.
Right.
I see. That sucks.
I'd have to retrieve the freeze gun.
So sorry about this, guys.
Yeah.
We weren't prepared.
Not this far. But... let's see. There it is.
But yes, EA is notorious with this. We'll just release it, and if it's got bugs, we'll patch it. Because in their case, this is at least with The Sims, I don't know, I don't play EA sports games, I just don't do that.
There's an energy tank all the way there, but there isn't any way to walk.
Is this just literally you're supposed to survive?
I hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
Pray for me, everyone. If not, we at least defeated the bad guy, and that's the most important part. Oh, we did it!
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah. Now we have 4 of those things, so that's... Huh? Oh!
One part of it's fine. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Odd.
It is odd. I guess now we just simply backtrack to get out of here.
Yeah.
Unless there's anything else I'm missing, but I don't know.
They also notoriously add in new stuff for free, which is, for the most part, fine and welcome, but sometimes they add in their little sneaky marketing things that are crummy.
What are they? Wreck-It Ralph?
Well, like, they added, I think I told you about this, like,
I think you did.
Several updates ago, they added the little shopping cart icon, and it'll, like, you know, it'll light up, like, You know how something lights up when you have a new notification?
Yes.
So, unless you click on it and are reminded, look, here are packs you haven't bought yet, we think you'll enjoy this, you have to have that thing lit up while you're playing. And so it's like, it's very invasive because, you know, you are reminded on the menu before you start up the game that other packs exist. I think they did change it where it doesn't show up automatically, but it used to automatically, on the main menu of the game, remind you of the packs that you don't have yet. And then you go into the game and it has that little shopping cart icon that lights up, and they're like, hey, look, we think you'll really like this pack, you should buy it. And you're kind of like, I just want to play the game, I don't want to be reminded that you have more DLC crap that I could buy.
Right.
You know, it's kind of a mixed bag, because on the one hand, it is very frustrating to have things that used to be in the base game or used to be included in an expansion pack now like made into these like smaller game packs that you have to pay extra for. That is frustrating. But at the same time, for some features that I did not like, that came automatically with expansion packs in previous Sim games, I appreciated it.
Not this one.
Because then I don't have to have that thing in my game. So I guess I'll explain. So, The Sims 2 Nightlife, I believe it was called. Like, it gave you more options for, like, going out on town, more dating options. That was, like, the main draw of that expansion pack. And it came with vampires. The Sims 2 did not have vampires in it before that pack. And I am somebody who notoriously does not like to play with vampires in the Sims games. So in Sims 2, I didn't like that. In order to get all the extra like downtown and dating options, I also had to put up with vampires being in the game. So in The Sims 4, the vampires is its own game pack. So for me, who doesn't want vampires, fine, I just don't buy the $20 game pack, but it does suck. No pun intended. It's not fun for the people who wanted vampires, who in previous entries in the series got it as an additional benefit to buying an expansion pack. So it does... It's not fun for that. And werewolves also are their own separate game pack. Now, they could be a little less cheap, I guess, and put the werewolves and the vampires in one pack. Like, make some kind of supernatural pack. Like The Sims 3. The Sims 3 had an expansion pack called Supernatural that was focused on occult Sims, like vampires, werewolves, witches, fairies. They could do that, but they didn't. Instead, you have a vampire pack, and you have a werewolf pack. You have a wizards pack, not witches set, but wizards pack.
Right. You're a wizard.
I know, I'm that weird person who was not really into wizards even before we found out what we found out about
Yes.
who.
Yes.
I liked witches better, so when they started, like, leaning more into the wizard thing, they have to have wands and be called wizards, I'm like, no, give me my witches back, please.
Yes.
And just call them witches, and don't have them use wands, just have them make potions or make herbs or do things with nature. That's what I want. or alchemists. I don't want wizards. I actually never really liked wizards. I don't know why. It just wasn't my thing. Even before Harry Potter came out. But when Harry Potter came out, I didn't like it because I don't like wizards. And then all of a sudden everybody was obsessed with wizards. Whereas before, I only had to put up with wizards when we were required to read fantasy books. Especially of the Arthurian variety. Arthurian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
That's alright.
I said that funny. Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table type of
Yes.
stories. But then all of a sudden Harry Potter came out and now we had modern day wizard obsessions. Or more modern day. I don't know. I have no idea when the heck Harry Potter takes place.
Well, when I was younger, I thought it took place in the then and now of when the book came out, but then I found out it actually has its own time period that the story takes place.
Yeah, that's when I
was-
said I don't... That's why I said I have no idea.
Right, and unfortunately, if what I heard was true, then it means that the first story takes place in 91, and the last story takes place in 97.
91?
Yes,
What a weird time to have it take place.
it is. Which means I'm 11 years old. That means Harry was born around, if I got my math right,
In the 80s?
yes. Yeah, 1980.
Okay. Very strange.
It is.
Alright.
Ah, this is right.
I wonder if it's a case where she originally wrote it in the 90s
Probably.
and didn't publish it until the 2000s. Because
Um.
I know it takes... I know it's a big pain in the butt to publish. Even if you know the right people, it can still be a lengthy process.
Right.
And if you're publishing independently, it's even more of a hassle. It, in some respects.
Yeah.
I know you have a lot more freedoms as well.
Right. And she ultimately,
Excuse
I
me.
think, had to pick an independent publisher, and
Mhm. Well, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people didn't take it because wizard. Oh no.
yeah, they didn't really understand what the gist was.
Yeah, because it's very ironic that a lot of Christians were very anti Harry Potter because they're like, oh, it's the occult,
Yes.
witchcraft, even though it's wizards, not witchcraft, but you know.
Yes.
And then once she came out as a horrible person, all of a sudden they were backing her.
Tragically ironic.
And I don't mean, and again, hashtag not all Christians, just that certain group, and you know what group I'm talking about. It's whenever I say that, I'm usually talking about the bad example of Christians,
Yeah, I know.
not the
Who you're talking about?
not the Christians that actually follow the religion the way, at least the way I understand it's preached. So, but but I'm not an expert on that. It's kind of a big discussion that I won't get into here. It's very complex, but yeah, so I'm sure that made it difficult for her to get published right away.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially having trouble understanding what she was writing about.
yeah, and I remember later on finding out that it was originally called the Philosopher's Stone and not the Sorcerer's
yeah.
Stone. And I'm like, well, that makes more sense to me because that's like
Yeah.
a thing that's used
Didn't it
in
appear in the Slayers as well?
Yeah, it's. I was gonna say in pretty much not all, but a lot of stories that have high fantasy magic in them reference the Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, Slayers, which is a anime, very good anime. If you haven't seen it, classic 90s anime, go see it. If you like fantasy, if you like magic, if you like role-playing games, you'll probably like it. It's much more than the modern isekai crap that tries to emulate that feeling.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys don't like isekai anime. But anyway, Slayers, Full Metal Alchemist references it. I'm sure there's insert your Western media here, but I don't read a lot of fantasy. But I know they're out there. Western fantasy that references the Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah,
because it was sought after by alchemists in real life.
That's true.
Whether...
As I believe Nicholas Flamel was a real person, and it was suspected that he had a stone that gave immortal life.
Yes.
Whether he did or not, that's up for debate, but...
It supposedly can give immortal life, it can amplify magic.
Yeah.
Or alchemy, or whatever you're using.
And that was, that was essentially part of the huge plot point of the first book of those.
And I think in some legends, it can also allow you to use it in an unlimited amount of energy, or to kind of bend. I think it might have been in Full Metal Alchemist that you could bend the rules of normal alchemy.
I believe it.
Like, normally you had to do equivalent exchange, but I think with the Philosopher's Stone that was kind of thrown out the window.
That's why they wanted so bad.
Yes.
Oh, lust, you don't know the half of it.
And, yeah. I think it could resurrect people in Full Metal Alchemist, if I recall correctly.
Ah, I see. Makes sense.
Yeah. But that's a really good anime.
It is.
The manga is also very excellent. I remember, and the mangaka was pretty old school with her research, from what I heard. I remember reading her note about always feeling awkward checking out at the library, because she would always have these really weird book titles that, she was worried people would think weird things. Like, she had obviously the stuff about alchemy, but she had like books about like biological weaponry or cloning and stuff. And I think she was like thinking, what are these guys gonna think I'm doing? So I thought it was a cute little yes, the struggles of being a writer, and you need to even make the feelings believable, so you have to look up not so on the up and up stuff.
Right.
That's why on the internet I appreciate that we have incognito browsers.
Same.
I haven't used it much. I actually used it for a different reason, for security reason, today. Because I didn't want it affecting my algorithm.
I see.
I didn't want the FBI agent that's spying on me to be alerted. I joke, it's a meme. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that meme.
I'm sure of it.
Although we all know what a lot of people use the incognito mode.
Of course. Yes, as one thing I saw said the P word.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because, yeah, that's, I don't know, not always the safest places to go.
Uh-huh.
Which is a shame, you know, without being too, graphic. I think with the amount of people that like to seek that form of entertainment, there should be a safe place to do it.
Yes. Otherwise, we're going to increase the crime rate.
Yes, because I don't think they'll be like, oh well, I guess I'll go to you know, that shady bookstore and purchase stuff there. And no, if that's what they're trying to get people to do, that doesn't happen that way.
Correct.
Because, see, because it's harder to have privacy, you know, the privacy that people deserve when you have to go to a physical place and people have to see you go to that physical place.
Well, yeah. Don't these people believe everything you should do should be known? Including,
Well, I think the problem is they want you to be in society and be with other people, and you shouldn't be...
I'll think about that when I have to use a card to use that. Never mind.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be like, what can I talk about on here? See, this is why YouTube really needs help, because we should be able to talk about this with our audience that is in our age range, and in some cases sometimes a little older than our age range.
I have to go to the bathroom. Give me your credit card and your ID.
No. Yeah? Oh, never mind. You went in a different direction than I thought you were going, and never mind.
Somebody outside was closing their car door.
No, I meant your comment made me realize you weren't thinking of saying what I thought you were thinking. That's why I said, never mind. Thought we were on the same wavelength. We were on a different one. Oh well.
I was thinking of the most extreme, which I think even your average person would think that's too excessive.
You were... I was still going on the subject of the thing that I wasn't sure we could say on YouTube, and you were going to extreme capitalist stuff. And by the way, that pay to go to the bathroom thing happens in Europe. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, thankfully they weren't asking for credit cards, but yeah, I was not happy about that at all.
Same. I hated that.
No, this was like in train stations, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Which I apparently heard this is a thing around Europe. I don't know, because the only European country I've been to is Italy, and
we never had to do this in Japan.
No, definitely not. We just had to sometimes pray that we would find a Western-style toilet. Because some of the more remote areas still have, like, the squat-style toilet.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure both genders have to deal with that. Unlike one guy who insisted it was only in women's rooms, and then
Yeah.
Like, dude, I saw a few in the men's room.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, so I got pretty mad at that kid.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
like,
blame
oh,
you.
I feel sorry for women tourists that have to put up with that. I'm like, dude, they're in men's rooms too.
Universal.
I mean, unless you meant that you're not worried about it because your equipment is different.
Well,
That's also a very jerky thing to say.
yeah, it is.
And what if you have to take a poop?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry guys. This went to toilet talk.
A very dark place, I hate to be honest.
But yeah.
Because...
But anyway, yeah, I don't like the pay to play. Pay to pee. Pay to play. It might as well be pay to play is something different.
Well, yes, I know we were going there, but I was worried about that extreme as well.
I don't think so. More or less. And you know what? If they go to that extreme, it's like, well, we'll just have to go to the bathroom at home.
Yeah. I don't think I want that.
Oh.
Yet.
Not yet. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna play until the game over.
Okay.
Basically.
Woo.
Since we're past the 30-minute mark, but...
Yeah.
Do you know where you're going?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How to get to... What was that guy's name?
I don't know. Green guy?
Yeah. Central Motors. What was his name? Kraid?
Maybe?
Alright, so how do I get to that spot?
Sorry, I'm not a Metroid expert and I can't talk your ear off about Metroid lore because I don't know it that much.
That's okay.
I'm just like, oh, Metroid looks cool, that's about it. And the music is nice, and the graphics are great, and it's fun to play. And, yeah.
It is fun to play. Is it here?
And it's nice to have a big sci-fi game on the classic Nintendo because a lot of the other sci-fi ones seem to be smaller games, I noticed.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe it is... Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think I might know where this is finally.
Yeah.
Something up?
No. Oh. Never mind. Well, I need to go. What? Why is it going to be cold tomorrow? It was actually warm today.
It's gonna be cold tomorrow.
37.
Fart!
And then 43 Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday will be warm again, but Wednesday's going to rain.
Huh. Here's bad news. Shouts fart at the top of his lungs.
It's fine.
I think if I read the map correctly, the other boss is in the very start of the game, but we have to go down this path.
Oh. Oh, so you come back here later to fight that boss.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, for all those who... some of you probably knew already, there's a hidden area at the start of the game, which takes you to another... which I think takes you to the boss. Well,
Probably something that speedrunners use.
Right.
I would imagine.
Yep. And there's... I believe it's this room is where the next boss is.
Oh yeah, I know this one.
Yep. Either that or this was the first boss and I screwed up.
Eh. Oh well.
Oh well, I technically got ahead.
Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you could do it in any order.
Probably.
Maybe it's just... some might be harder before certain upgrades.
Yeah.
If you can do them in any order, then it can really be fun.
Yeah. Huh. Another missile. If so, yeah, that is cool then. If I discovered that you could defeat the bosses in any order, so long as you had the right equipment.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up sometime, because I don't actually know the answer to that.
Me neither. But we have a spot where we can heal up too if I get killed.
No.
Yeah, I now have...
Yep, this is gonna be a long one,
Yep.
guys.
Hope you don't mind.
Yes. We're gonna do it till game over.
Yeah.
At least we know where we need to go.
Yep. So far it's not too impossible, so we might be able to clear this one at a decent part. Oh, never mind.
Whoops.
Alright, well,
Wow,
I'm gonna
that
take a
ended
picture.
abruptly. Alright, see you guys next time.
We know we'll be next time, so next
Yep.
part will be here.
Alright, bye guys.
Where did the screen go?